Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love, everybody. All right, y'all, we getting ready for a good lesson about the Bible. Like I said, you should not read the Bible unless you ever became a scholar. As much as many of y'all know, y'all need deep understanding to understand everything. So yesterday I spoke about this a minute ago anyway, about psychics. Like when you call psychics or they do it live, YouTube and stuff, don't trust those psychics. When you got people doing, because they're dealing with archons. Or you just go to a psychic place, you shouldn't do that. A psychic, and I don't want to call myself a psychic. All I can say is all I know. If anybody tells me something, whatever it is, I can tell you what's going to happen. And it'll happen. I don't know how. I don't understand it. If I'm not meant to understand it, I'm just meant to do it. So what I do know is that if we do stuff on YouTube and other channels like that, they're not talking to you. That's a problem. Because, see, two things happen. Let me get these comments up so I don't know anybody. Two things happen. Peace and love, family. That's good, man. The notifications. So what happens is that archons can control cards, they control a psychic reading. And really all that's happening is that they're reading your thoughts and telling you what you want to hear. And that's a problem. Because then you think it's reality, it's not. That's any type of cards, man. Period. Depending on what you're using them for. So they try to control your thoughts to give you a false reality. And this is why a lot of us teachers say, because it's true, your past lives don't even matter. Whatever goal you're supposed to do in your past life, you're not supposed to be suing now, because that doesn't matter anymore. Your goal matters is a now goal. The now goal is obviously yourself. It is a collective, but at the same time, you do have a self-mission. Your self-mission really is to escape from here. That's the only mission you really have. Because what you're trying to do is get out of the deal you signed with the Archon, they call karmic debt. That's something you sign with the Archons to trick you to come here. And they make it hard for it to happen. In fact, they don't let it happen. That's the whole point. And then you go back up, they like to talk to you again and get you into another card channel. You're not supposed to sign anything. We make deals with no one. All right, I'm going to use, and I don't believe in this as far as the name and stuff like that, and the savior and stuff like that, because we are the saviors. But they like to say Christ, although we are the Christ. But they like to say that. Okay, so let's go ahead and let them use that for now, right? But that particular person, or P-pose with an S, because you know how they like to play this, we're going to still have our side to it, because they like to play their side. They always like to play their side. He said, on the way up to heaven, which is obviously, if you don't know what that is, we ain't talking about their bullshit. We talking about our shit. And when we talking about that, we talking about the ether. We talking about out there in the deep atmosphere. Out there, past the gates, past the walls, and I ain't talking about the ones that you go straight. Because everything you keep going straight, you're going to find more water, more land. This plane never ends. The earth is not what you... Listen, nothing is what you really think it is. Let me be honest with you. All right? So, before I get off track, because I will get off track if I don't keep going. Yes, you want to get up there in the ether. Okay? Don't let me go out that stuff about that part. You can get up there in the ether. That's the good thing. There's a way to get to and from. It's with water. And if you already know what I'm talking about, then I ain't got to say no more. But however, getting straight to the point, well, there's two ways. We get straight to the point, right? is that he was talking about how the Archons are trying to make deals with you. They try to stop you from what they call death, because death isn't real. What happens is if you get past that stage where you don't make a deal with them, and there's plenty that there's more than one that tries to make a deal with you. You keep meeting different entities trying to make a deal with you. It's back to back to back. So you got to persistent and believe you have your mind made up that you're ready to let all this go. Really, music, don't listen to it no more. Smoking cigarettes, cigars, don't do it no more. Doing things you ain't supposed to do. You already know. There's certain rules there's rules in the book that you call the Bible, but there's rules in the book that are all rules that you do have to follow because it's called law of attraction. What you put out is what you get back. So if you do to somebody, somebody's going to do to you. It happens immediately. It doesn't wait after you're done doing stuff to that person. They call it karma. That's actually the wrong name. It's law of attraction. What you put out, you have to get back. There's no way around it. That is a universal law all around the universes, period. Although we don't really use those terms. But that's the end of the world song, y'all. As we know it. All right? Let's get back to it. It's like that. All right. So the whole goal is to not make a deal with them. You see the light, turn your back on the light, and look out. You will see, because none of y'all turn around. You will see you see everything. You know where everything's at. They can't force you to come. You're the one that agreed to do it. You didn't have to. You got free will. There's no way it can make you. It can try to convince you, beg you, act like a loved one and shit, but it's really not the person you think it is. Archons are deceivers. Archons will mess your whole reality up, even on this planet Earth. Archons are a good portion of reasons for why divorces happen. They either trick the man or woman to believe in reality that's not real, and they go for it. Tricking somebody to think that somebody wants them, and they go for it. That's a big part of the Archons. This is what they do. They're big reason for divorces, and they're big reason for fights. The big reason for fist fights. A lot of folks got fist fights, and the Archons are big on it. They like to get y'all riled up because they got to. The whole point is to get you to make the wrong move or do the wrong thing to collect the negative energy from you. Because negative energy, unfortunately, is very powerful. Sorry, y'all, it's true because it's a war energy. It's a war energy. So you don't want to make a deal with the Archons. The Archons are on the earth. The Archons had you come back 2,000 years or more. The Archons been living off you for a long time. Sucking energy, you have nurtured them for a very long time. The whole goal is to escape. There's no other goal but to escape. Yes, you must prepare and stuff now to try to survive some stuff, but the end reality is to let everything go. I'm talking about, why you're here, you're supposed to love and do the right thing. But the idea is to be able to, when you pass, you're not holding on, because you don't really pass, but you know what I mean. You're not holding on to anything back. You're not holding on to your money, you're not holding on to a car. Please don't be getting on that digital. You're not holding on, just being honest. You're not holding on to clothes. You're not holding on to family. You're not holding on to rings. You're not holding on to silver, gold. You're not holding on to mom, dad, your son, your daughters, nobody. At that point, when you finally reach that point where they're trying to negotiate with you, you deny, turn your back on the light, and I'm going home. And you go. And that's how you win, because then you can fight them. Then you actually don't have to really fight them. You just will break the yoke. You can just simply destroy them and design everything the way we want it to be designed. That's why in the Matrix they talked about this. That's why in the Matrix they talked about this. All right? So in the Matrix they talked about it too. And the main goal is to keep the woman and man away from each other. And that's why when you get married, they do everything they can to destroy your marriage. Because if you unite and become the one you're supposed to become, you're unstoppable, because many of you are power couples. The problem is the power couples have the most problems in the marriage because Archons cause the problems. And they cause men to leave their wives too. They cause men to do a lot of fucked up shit. But you can't fight Archons on this reality. On this reality, you have to, how can I say it? You can't fight them for someone, spiritually or anything. That's what I'm trying to say. They have to make up their mind that they're not going to listen to the archons anymore. And you can't tell them because they're not going to listen. It's just how people are. All right. Now we're going to get to the Bible, right? Because we're going to get to the Bible. I explained death. I explained how death is not really death. I explained that the only way to win is to leave this place. The whole goal is to leave this place. Listen, nobody else gets stuck here because of you. Yes, collective, but it's still a self-mission. And your self-mission is only to get out of here. Nobody gets stuck here because of you. If I go and somebody else doesn't go, I don't get stuck. If they go and I don't go, they don't get stuck. If somebody else go anywhere, but you don't go, that person's not stuck. The only person that gets stuck is the ones who come back here. But what happens is you get another chance to redo this all over again, wake up again and get it right this time, and realize that this is a trap. The whole goal is to leave. That's your mission. It is simple. Man makes everything complicated. They use all these people and tell you this and tell you that. They're not even telling you what they're supposed to be telling you. The whole goal is ascension. What do you think we was trying to do when we was here on earth before? Ascend. To become the highest player. To become the one that controls it all. You be the one that control all the versions of you. That's the best game. Because your outside game, like video game, controlling all the versions of you. And this, you call it what you want. So that's the whole point. And since you be the one controlling all the versions, some my chemicals not so great of you, then what happens is that you can defeat your enemy because you are the one controlling everything that has to do or come involved with you on a way high level, and they have no chance because you can just break the yoke. This is why they don't want y'all to wake up completely, because we go completely all the way. You realize the only way to win is to ascend, to get out of here, to go to your highest estate, your highest self, to control all your other selves on every single plane that there is that you have a version of yourself at. That's the whole goal, y'all. But if you can't let go of smoking cigarettes, smoking tobacco, doing a lot of these drugs out here. If you can't let go of worldly music, you can't. There's a lot of things. You got to treat folks how you really want to be treated. If you don't understand that it's about the collective, but at the same time it is a self-mission, the only self-mission that you ever really have is to escape from this planet. That's your real whole mission. As far as on the earth, your mission really, because you only have 3 months left, I don't care who you are and when your mission is really just prepare for what's about to go down. That's your mission right now. But no, your real mission is to escape. That's your only real mission. Hold
on. This game, you're not ready.
Right. Now, we're going to talk about the Bible. They might need something to drink. I should have got something to drink when I was out there, but I didn't. I don't drink water. I got water too. I don't feel like it. All right, well. Now we're going to talk the Bible now. I think that's all I could tell you about the archons, and I think I covered everything. I think. If I didn't, my bad. But I will later if I didn't. If ether, because you know we're all part of the ether. Our people wants me to, then I will. Okay, okay, what am I doing? All right, so this is about there's 1775 Bibles that proves everything you know is a lie. Almost everything. Not everything. But for the sake of the title, you gotta read the title the way it is. But I'll tell you almost everything. Because in that Bible, there are certain rules that must be followed. Because there is, like I said, law of attraction, universal law. All these things I taught these. They're a big part of marketing. 99% of folks that know these will not share them with you. Due to the fact Well, you ain't supposed to tell everybody. Let's be honest. But our people are supposed to know. I know about universal law. I know about law of attraction and all that stuff. It's very deep. I taught it many times, too many times. At 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 days a week, at a marketing firm, 2 different marketing firms. I'd be at the front of the class teaching everybody. Again, I don't be lying when I tell you about any success stories I have. That's actually real life. I got motherfuckers that will vouch for that. Okay? And you can call them. I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got a phone or nothing if anybody wants to. But, all right, this is okay. So we're going to start this off. I'll get my face off the screen. I need some damn water. I'm about to get some water. So yeah, I'm taking my face off the screen. Listen to this. I'll interject when I feel I need to, or if I need to give you a better deep understanding, so that you understand more about this book we call the Bible. Again, everything in that book is coded. You have to decode the whole book. If you don't decode the book, that because you have not a scholar. In other words, I'll be honest and say this. Unless you have read the Emerald Tablets and Sumerian texts, those are the first places you should start, and they're very lengthy and long. If you have not done that, it's going to be hard for you to figure out that book. It'll be hard for you to figure out a lot of things because there's no meaning to things, but not all double truth meanings are meant for anything. What's the word? Precious. Okay? The way deeper meaning means more than any double truth meaning. All right? Just know this. Okay, let's go. Get myself off the screen.
Imagine discovering an ancient manuscript, forgotten over the centuries, that challenges everything you believe you know about time and traditions. What if the calendar we follow today is not just inaccurate, but an intentional distortion of an older system designed to disconnect us from the natural and cosmic cycles that govern the universe? How would our view of life and time change if we discovered that our understanding had been manipulated, steering us away from a deeper and more spiritual comprehension of existence? In this scenario, a Bible from 1775 presents us with disturbing questions. Why was March, and not January, considered the first month of the year in many ancient cultures? What motivated the exclusion of a 13th month, which once was part of a calendar more aligned with lunar cycles? And why was Sunday elevated?
All right, I got to say this, right? The reason they changed the times, it wasn't honestly, y'all people want to say, oh, so that the Hebrew Israelites won't. No, it's not for that. Just cut that shit out. We're not blackamoors. That's their religion. Cut it out. Just stop it. Stop praying. Stop getting on your knees. You're wasting time. Speak everything into existence. And if it's supposed to happen, it will happen. But if you're doing it and it's not the right thing to be doing, it won't happen. Nothing good will come of it. It'll actually backfire on you. So that's why you got to be careful. All right? Now, stop asking things to reveal stuff to you and all that. Stop it, man. Only thing I'll tell you straight up, ask the ether to teach you and it will. And stop asking after that. Start looking. That's all I did, y'all. I got so humbled that I realized a long time ago I was never going to figure this shit out by myself. Ain't no camp, but nobody can teach you unless they've already been there. And they have not. But I digress. So they changed the time and dates, not so that you find your feast days, because that's bullshit too. That's also a trick. They changed the time and dates that you would be out of whack with the universe's energy, right? Right? Everything's energy. If you're not vibrating exactly to the same tune of the universal energy because your time and dates is off, that's going to slow your ascension way down. You see that? It's also going to help you forget stuff. Now, even with all that stuff they did, though, when your baby's born, they give you a shot or something to make you forget. Because they knew after a while the stuff was going to start wearing off. But hey, hold on, man. What is time to a God anyway? Fuck time. Time don't exist. You should already know this. It's part of the game. It's part of the movie. It's part of the video. It's not real. We're not here. I keep telling y'all that. Why y'all be getting mad and upset for we're not even here? Why don't y'all smile on your face? Why? I don't understand. We're not even here. Atoms are not even, listen, you know what atoms liquid energy? It appears as a solid. That's why you have a body made of atoms. We make atoms liquid. We didn't make Adam and Eve. Eve didn't exist when that atom existed in the first place. Eve existed 1,000 years later. We ain't gonna get on that. And yeah, they did rape her. But that's another ball game. That atom is their atom. That atom is the one that was in the fucking tube when the teacher or the guy, you call him prophet, say what the fuck you want to call him, asked what the heck was that in a spaceship. And he said their leader. So he said their leader. That meant that they were not God. He knew that. Peace and love, family. Right? I get some water, y'all. All right, keep listening. Here we go.
Elevated to the first day of the week, deviating from a system that perhaps reflected a much older cosmic order. These questions raise an unsettling doubt. What else are we ignoring or distorting in our understanding of time and spirituality? The idea of March as the first month of the year is not just a historical curiosity, but a window into understanding how ancient civilizations conceived of time and its spiritual implication.
If you've been getting scam texts like these, it was me. I said that probably means your date has been leaked.
In ancient Rome, before Julius Caesar's reforms, March or Martius was indeed the beginning of the year, closely associated with the god Mars. Besides being the god of war, Mars also symbolized agriculture and renewal. This month marked the start of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, a crucial period of rebirth and preparation for the agricultural cycle that sustained Roman life. However, the roots of this practice run even deeper, tracing back to pre-Roman cultures that saw the vernal equinox as a point of rebirth, not just for nature, but also for society and spirituality. The equinox represents a perfect balance between light and darkness, a phenomenon that symbolized a sacred moment of renewal, considered essential for the continuation of life.
Now, why did they do that? This one y'all, because I want y'all to think. Because spirituality is a religion. Our religion was not spirituality. That's what y'all don't understand, man. Our religion, if you want to call it that, it really wasn't religion, was science. A deeper science than what they use. Why you think we knew everything, man? Our so-called religion was not what y'all doing now. It was not spirituality. Spirituality is a religion. You're not supposed to be doing that. Only thing that matters is the cold hard facts, what you're supposed to be doing. Everything's already in you. You have no need for crystals. You have no need for none of that stuff. All that stuff is in you. Charge you up. Fuck the crystals. I'm just being honest. If it works for you, that's on you. I won't be doing it because it can weaken you. And things and archons and other demons can use them things against you. And the way you inadvertently pour your energy in there to a certain extent. They show you on cartoons and fucking movies and shit. They showed you this already. I mean, I seen they have to tell you something they showed you. Like, they showed you this, man. They showed you this a couple of times. Matter of fact, it's free to pay attention, KP too. He showed you. And that was a good video in case you all watching, brother. Wonderful video. Can we stop? I'm about to start singing this shit. This particular tune is known in Boston, so when I hear it, I want to move and shit. All right. I don't want to. Anyways, I should turn that tune off. It's distracting me. Yeah. So spiritism, you're not supposed to be actually doing all that. What matters is the cold hard facts. Cold hard facts, supposed to be eating vegetables and fruit. Fruit more than anything. There's some greens you can't eat. Some greens you're really not supposed to eat, although we do eat them. You're not supposed to eat no meat at all. Just being honest, man. I know it's hard. We got to stop the meat. You want to ascend, you got to stop the meat. The only way to win is to ascend, to escape this reality. That's your only real mission. All your other missions in the past don't matter. Whoever you are in the past, it doesn't even matter. The mission in the past doesn't matter. You already filled that mission. It was meant to fill. It was contact between you and the Archons for your karmic debt. It was a trick. Fuck that mission. Your mission matters is a now mission. So what really matters the most is that you're supposed to be going by cohort fact. Cohort facts is that we're supposed to conduct ourselves in a godly manner and not the way they use God, because they have a God as the pagan way. You underdig, right? So I should say as a collective manner, because when you speaking to me like I'm speaking to y'all right now, I'm really talking to versions of myself. And there may be men and women on here, but y'all different versions of me. That's all y'all really are. Okay? That's all y'all are. That's all y'all are. You're just another me. And apparently this version of me has been here so many damn times, way too many times, that I'm ready to leave. All I ever seen on this earth is vanity. There's nothing here. It's bullshit. And I, for one, will not be getting stuck back and the explosion to come back to see how they do it over again. Because when that explosion happens, I'm going forward, man, with the new earth to the new reality, where it will be heavenly. If I choose to do so, or I can go like, fuck that, I'm going home, back to the ether, fuck the bullshit. But you got, even to go to even going to a new earth, you gotta be ready to leave worldly music behind, smoking cigarettes behind, smoking tobacco behind, eating meat behind. You gotta be willing to freaking, at that moment when you actually are just in your spirit and out of your body and not getting back to your body because your body has stopped working, you got to make the decision that I'm not worried about my son, daughter, mother, brother, dad, husband, wife. Man, fuck off. No disrespect to them. I love them, but it's time to go. I don't want to do this no more. This is a trap. It's a trick, and I know it. So since I know it's a trick and a trap, I know why I can actually beat these Archons and all these other demons and Dracos and so forth. Let's go to a next level. I need to go to my highest estate. And you will go to your highest estate. Don't listen to the Archons when they try to make deals. There's going to be multiple deals. They're going to try to make different ones. None like any other kind. They don't look the same at all. They're going to try. Just deny. Turn your back on the light and go home. And then beat these motherfuckers' ass. We can get them finally once more and create everything you want to all over again. Except way better with there's no distractions this time. They told you that in the Matrix at the very end. They tell you everything. They don't hide nothing from you. It's just you got to catch on to it. All right? So they changed the dates also, not only so you could forget who you are, but to set you into what they call spirituality. Think about what the word is. You're a spirit. So why are you seeking for other spirits? Spirituality means you're looking for other spirits. Spirituality. No, I'm spiritual. I'm a spirit, but I go by cohort facts only. If you can't prove it, I don't want to hear it. That's why some folks might even feel I'm hard to talk to. Why? Because if you ain't got the cohort facts in front of you, or you're not presenting the evidence correctly, as if you're teaching the class that knows a whole bunch of shit, I don't want to hear it. Because I know so much. So if something don't sound right and it goes against something I know, and if you ain't presenting, we supposed to present right, ain't got the evidence, and it's not making sense, it don't line up, the math don't add up, I'm not wasting my time. Because I already know what's going on. Unless you can prove your case. And obviously a lot of folks have a hard time doing that. I see a lot of folks teaching, but they ain't proving nothing. Everything I talk about, stuff I always showed y'all in different videos, and then I go a little deeper and show y'all more deeper videos. But anyhow, I gotta tell y'all, man, I'm disappointed because I'm banned on TikTok. I went on there and talked truth from one time for 30 minutes and they banned my ass. And I was showing all the evidence. I guess you can talk on TikTok as long as you don't show a whole bunch of evidence, huh? TikTok is such a fraud. All right, let's go.
Did these cultures believe that starting the year in March was in harmony with natural cycles and the cosmic order, explaining why many societies adopted this practice over time? Beyond Rome, the tradition of beginning the year in March was observed in other ancient civilizations, such as Persia, where the Nowruz festival, still celebrated today, marks the new year at the vernal equinox. Nowruz.
I'm about to cash a $50,000
Persia, our enemy.
check for
When it
an
gets to
accident I was
300,
involved in over 5 months ago. The same
many of
A
y'all
fest-
think the 300 was those white Greek motherfuckers, but they wasn't. They wasn't. The 300 were actually black people with dreadlocks, with tremendous fighting skills. Do you not know ninja is our fighting skill? Every type of martial art is our fighting skill. We the one that made that. In fact, for a Chinese man to be a samurai, he has to go marry into a black family, and I'm just using their terms, okay, to even practice samuraiism before he can become a samurai. And he must have a seed by a black woman before he can actually do that. Problem is, you ain't supposed to do that anyway, so you better not do it. And if you do it this time, you try to do it, then you're gonna go down with the ship. Anybody holding on to any piece of, listen, I don't make the rules, man. It is what it is. The ether is not playing anymore. We played around too much. We did too much. Ether is not playing. So I don't make the rules. Just don't. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. All right. So yeah, Persia, our enemy was doing this. So a lot of our enemies was changing stuff to fit what they want to throw you off, so that you would not be connected with the vibration on time, okay, and the same tune at the same time with the universe. So you was off a bit. You was off a bit for a while. At one point, you was a little way off. How you think slavery happened? People say we were thinking like our enemies, but no. The Black Moors was the enemy. People didn't realize that was the enemy when they told you history. That's your real enemy, besides their pappies, who are the fallen ones. Literally. And then you got the other guys that the Black Moors created. The Black Moors created all the other nations, if you didn't know. If you didn't know, the Black Moors created all the other nations. But their pappies created the Black Moors. So Adam was a Black Moor. Okay? But he wasn't us. Oh my goodness. It's funny when Moors be like, yo, man, let's get along. Let's get along. Right? And they don't approach me. They won't approach me because they know I know too much. But they will approach a Hebrew Israelite. Israelites be like, nah, man, you got to abide by our rules. They be like, nah, why you got to abide by y'all? What's the problem with y'all? The problem is the Black Moors and the Hebrew Israelites actually are doing the same religion. What the Black Moors don't want to tell you. They want y'all to follow them in that religion.
Festival of Zoroastrian origin celebrates the renewal of nature and the victory of light over darkness. This festival demonstrates how the practice of starting the year in March is deeply rooted in traditions.
Now, did you hear that? It's also they changed the time to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. I don't think some of y'all heard this. I think some of y'all misconstrued everything I just said just now. Dark, melanin, ether, carbon. Dark is light. Light is darkness. You see what I'm saying? Light is bad. Not out in the sun and stuff in the sky, but I mean the way they spiritually. Okay? And because everything must come forth in the physical sense from the spiritual, right? As far as being seen, then that means if you don't look brown, if you're not a shade of brown naturally, and you're not a Black Moor, there we go. That's the only way you qualify. You gotta be a shade of brown, and you can't be a Black Moor, and you can't be an outside nation. Sorry, because it's really by the spirit. The spirit's the one that has the melanin pushed into this body. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that because y'all don't want to hear me right now, but it's okay. The truth hurts. Only way to win is to ascend. Otherwise, you lose. Just being real. Even with your super abilities, yeah, y'all may go on to woo for a while, but then, yeah, you got to come back once you pass, right? And yeah, you rule for a good while, but they're not telling you how everything happens. Well, this time, because they've done so much wrong, they'll always be slaves, but y'all won't. But you still got to deal with this harsh reality. Things are always not going to be perfect. You're still going to have problems. You may not get sick anymore because you're going to learn not to get sick. But as far as like, you're going to have lots of slave problems because they're going to be running away. All this stuff is just getting reversed. It's getting reversed is what's happening. Okay? And a lot of you, now a lot of you guys want your just due, but the only way you really get your just due, you can get revenge and get profit, get stuff. Yeah, I mean, that can happen. But the only way you really get your true revenge is to go to the new earth and leave all this shit behind. Then you really get what you deserve. Unless you just want to go straight for the straight win and get out this reality altogether, which is actually the best option. You control it all.
That associate this time with a new beginning, both physical and
so y'all, what I just did, I know what I did. I broke that for a second. Yeah.
Tempur-Pedic designed the Ergo Pro Smart Base to help you fall asleep more.
What are y'all doing to me, man? I say, they're playing me, y'all. We're going to pause it. All right. They're playing me. Okay. So, therefore, they changed it to have victory over you, to celebrate the victory over you. If anybody didn't get that yet. That's why they changed the time. Celebrate the victory over you, throw you off, so you won't be in tune with the universe.
This festival demonstrates how the practice of starting the year in March is deeply rooted in traditions that associate this time with a new beginning, both physical and spiritual.
So their new beginning, spiritual and physical, not ours. Because the truth is we don't go by time and dates. Now we know by their time and dates we got 2 to 3 months left at the most before everything is digital and they're going to try to make it. At that point, they're going to leave it blank with no money. No digital. It'll be OBN, but they're not going to let you get the cards yet. You know. And when they finally let you get the cards, it's going to be a little taste just so they can trick you and say, hey, you need to take the mark of the beast. And everybody's going to get one. They're going to put it out there so everybody can get one. But the catch is, okay, if you want to keep enjoying your card, your credit card that we put points on and stuff, if you don't want me to shut it down, then you got to take this. You got to take that. You got to get this. You got to get it in your head. You got to get it in your arm. You got to get it in your hand. You know what I'm talking about. It's a tease. And they're going to control how much you spend. So if you think you're going to spend an awful lot just because you got a lot of money, no. They can give you millions and only allow you to spend fucking $100 a day. They're not going to allow you to do anything big. Just know this. Ask China. Didn't they go digital? Oh, snap. And their economy failed. What do you think's going to happen to that economy? It's going to crash too, right? So like that lady was talking about, she's a bookkeeper and she's going to have to get her stuff in order. Miss Bookkeeper, how are you going to get your funds when they go digital? Are you going to bow down to the altar? Are you going to go take the prick? Are you going to take what they want you to take? Are you going to get it in your hand and your arm and in your head? Huh? Are you going to stand your ground and gain your life? And they're just going to chop your head off with a guillotine. But don't worry, you don't actually die. It's a video game. It won't even hurt for long. Be quick. I'm just asking. How you going to do anything? There's not going to be any money. So the only way you're going to get this wise, I told y'all not that long ago, don't even start a business. Because with the time, you won't even get it running in 2 to 3 months anyway. I just know for a fact. That's not going to happen. In reality, that doesn't happen like that. Okay. The quickest thing you can do is do landscaping real quick. For real. Just you doing it. Maybe a friend. Or getting into marketing because you can make money fast. but it's not gonna be. It'll be enough to get shit done on your land fast, but not enough for you to go buy a freaking something crazy or something like that. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be good though. You can get stuff done. But a lot of y'all trying to start businesses too late. I let 3 businesses go. Damn, I missed that money. Anyways, this all one. All right, so let me go ahead.
The introduction of the Julian calendar in 46 years before Christ brought about a significant change, establishing January as the start of the year.
So look, they were changing the years and dates before they bought this character Christ and to confuse you, because that was at the point where they had to take over that name and put it on somebody of their own instead of you understand that Christ is you. You've been looking for you the whole time. You've been looking for us, the collective, the whole time. You've been looking for yourself the whole time. You just had to rediscover you. And once you rediscover you, then you have to realize that, hold on, from God, I shouldn't be in this. This is a trap, being outside of this. Didn't they say God is on the outside? So what you doing in your lower self? It's a trick, it's a trap. So what you do, escape from the trap, get out of this whole shit, go to your highest estate, your highest self, and control all the versions of yourself and the whole reality. And anything you don't like, you pluck it out that reality. Control it all. Make your own reality. You can, oh my goodness, we're gonna do so much better this time. But you must escape so you can get rid of these things. This is what they don't want you to know. Okay, and the fact I'm telling you this, if you actually think like this and that's what you really want to be on top, that's your direct answer. And if you think about that a lot, then it can easily become your reality, easily over time, whenever your body finally expires. Now, some of us want to, well, a lot of us want our super abilities down here to help fight, to, you know what I'm saying, if we really have to. And then, honestly, it is coming down to that, to be honest. But the end game besides that is really to escape this reality. And if you get your abilities all the way to the full extent where you can combine your body and your spirit, so like your body never can sleep anymore because it is you and you is it. You become part of your spirit all the way. Then you can go ahead and fly into the ether. You ain't got to come back. Take your whole self there. Prove to everybody in the ether that it can be done. Oh man, let's keep going.
Shift, driven by a practical need to align the calendar with the solar cycle, also reflected the cultural priorities of the time. Janus, the god who gives January its name, symbolized beginnings and transitions, with his two-faced figure looking to the past and the future, embodying the shift in focus from agriculture.
So this is why I was said a long time ago, don't go by that. They call you a Cancer, they call you fucking all these different names, right? Don't go by that, because every calendar date is based on a fallen one. They just give you a thing to go by so you can call yourself that fallen one inadvertently. Okay? Does my birthday fall on that type of date as far as being one of those names? Yeah, but guess what? We don't supposed to celebrate our birthday. It's just the day that we came. It's just the day that we came. And really, it's not the day we came, because we came 9 months before that. We was already in the portal, so we was already coming. You gotta think deep, y'all. Everything's about deep understanding. So that's why you don't go by your signs. You ask somebody what sign you are, and they tell you that they're telling you that they're one of these deities. They don't even realize it because they give you all these different things. And all these different birth things has changed from different type of characters over the years and decades. So it's been many different type of characters that you can go by. You can look this up, man. It ain't hard to find. All right, let's keep going, man. So now you know.
Culture and natural renewal to political and social stability. But was this transition to the Julian calendar universal and immediate? In fact, in various regions of Europe, especially in religious and agricultural contexts, The start of the year in March persisted for centuries. In England, for instance, until 1752, the New Year was celebrated on March 25th, a day known as Lady Day or the Annunciation, marking the conception of Jesus and deeply connected to the agricultural cycle.
So they changed the lineup to what they lie, and before that, the other pagans were changing it before them. Okay? We ain't talking about how they call us pagans, talking about the real pagans. Let's not get it construed. Now, here's what they knew. The black sun, because they knew the sun was actually black in the middle of this light. That's the ether. That's where you're from. They call it a portal because it is. All right, but it's your home. And there's many places all in there, just like there's many places on the physical realm. Okay, like I said, you keep going straight, there's more water, more land. The earth is not round. Don't listen to that bullshit. It's forever going. It's more than what you think. And there's more than 12 planes, crying out loud. It's like there's 300 planets atmosphere, and they tell you there's 12.
This date, associated with the beginning of spring, reinforced the connection between the natural and divine cycles, highlighting the spiritual significance of the renewal that occurred at this time of year. When the Gregorian calendar was adopted in 1582 years after Christ, the shift to January as the start of the year was solidified, but not without resistance. The transition from March to January represents much more than a simple change of dates. It symbolizes a departure from the natural and spiritual cycles that once governed people's lives. The balance and harmony with nature's cycles, intrinsic to the start of the year in March.
So in other words, when we caught wind that they was about to change this completely and go all the way to the left, we did fight back. So they didn't get to change these. That's why the wars happened. That's why they had to go push Mr. J around the world, because we was fighting already against them on every level. And since they knew they had a battle, the battle was to overcome us, and push Mr. J all around the world at the same time. So they can get rid of this, change the time and date, and then put in what they want. And say that their Christ did this when you are the Christ. You are the ultimate sacrifice. But you saying it's supposed to be being sacrificed. They wanted to in fact, for many years they did sacrifices. They hung us, all that stuff. You know, now the way they sacrifice you is a little different. It's called a funeral, making you come back here again. Don't have a funeral. That's another thing I should have told you.
March were replaced by a more artificial order, shaped by political and economic needs. This shift reflected a profound transformation in how humanity related to the cosmos. By adopting a calendar that began in January, society not only changed its temporal structure, but also its understanding of humanity.
He said cosmos is actually universe. But furthermore, how you was on point and vibrating with the ether, the black sun. That's what they wanted to throw you off from. And that's also why they replaced it. They put the fake sun in front of it. The mirror suns. It's reflecting the light down here when it doesn't even have to. It's all bullshit, man.
Humanity's place in the universe. Did we lose part of our connection to the natural cycles that once guided our lives in doing so? Changes to the calendar are not just practical. They reflect a cultural and spiritual evolution, where the connection to natural cycles was gradually replaced by a view of time as linear, predictable, and easier to control, at the expense of a more organic and cyclical understanding of the world.
Organic needs to be real, natural. How I say it, original. They wanted to get us away from the vibration of originality.
The choice of Sunday as the first day of the week was not merely a simple reorganization of the days, but a change that had profound repercussions on the evolution of religious thought, cultural identity, and the perception of time.
Religious thought, because we didn't have, well, we had spirituality, that was religion. We're supposed to be doing that though, but they had to change that thought as well. Okay? Because that was just, there was levels to this shit, levels to breaking this down. They did all types of stuff. But there's actually one day missing in the calendar. You're supposed to have 8 days if you're going to go by that. The hours are wrong because there's more time in the day than that. If you have 8 days in the week, that means your month is longer. So I'm just giving you some key points. All right. You can try to calculate all that, but listen, it will take 10 of you and still would be almost impossible. Don't worry about it. Go to the new earth or get out of here. You ain't got to think, what the hell? I mean, seriously, you ain't got to think about it.
To understand this transformation, we need to go back to the beginning of the Christian era, when the separation between Christianity and Judaism began to manifest in both doctrines and daily practices. In Judaism, Saturday or Shabbat has always been the seventh day of the week, a sacred day of rest and spiritual renewal observed since biblical times. This day reflected God's.
So the Blackamoors had Saturdays for Sabbath. The Hebrew Israelites are actually doing the Blackamoor religion. So since they did that, and these pagans who were literally marrying into that family, King James and his men, all right, they wanted to start doing their own thing. Eventually, they didn't overthrow them. They overthrew one king, but they didn't overthrow all the Moors, and that's where they fucked up. And that's why the Moors are still in charge to this day. Okay? And plus, they know who created them. They know the Moors created them. So that was a dispute that the Moors had with them. And this actually is describing some of the Moors' so-called fall that they describe in the Bible on King James, or how he was before he fell, he coded the book, so it must be decoded. He left clues in there on purpose to help wake us up, because he knew what they was going to use it for. He didn't want to wake us up. He was trying to wake his people up, the Blackamoors. But it didn't matter, because the Blackamoors never fell asleep. See? So that's all they were explaining to you. That's the history behind it. But they're going to
rest after creation, and its observance reaffirmed the covenant between the Jews and God.
Rest after creation. So the more story to that is also how who they call Adam, the Blackamoor, okay, man, who was not our people, was created by the fallen ones. And they did gold and stuff. They did work for the fallen ones, and they complained that it was a lot of work. So what he did was tell them they get to rest on a Saturday, which you call the Sabbath, which is for Blackamoors. I can't even answer the phone. So whoever that is, I have to call you back. I don't even know who it is. That's my music up though. Okay, yeah, so the Blackamoors. So that's basically who it's also talking about. Hold on.
As well as their obedience to divine laws. The sanctity of Sabbath.
The obedience to divine laws. It's talking about the Blackamoors, the fallen ones' laws. The feast days are Blackamoors, fallen ones' laws. And all they really did was also change some of their feast days to what you call holidays. So when you're doing a holiday, you're doing a feast day. You're doing a feast day, you're still doing a holiday. But y'all say we don't do holidays, but yet y'all do them. Y'all just gotta get away from get away from being religious. Go with the facts. Go with the real laws, which is what you're not supposed to do. You have laws for life. You have laws for marriage. You have laws for how to save money. You have laws for how to get to your higher self while you're on this plane. And that all that means that your energy is so high that you're in your highest self on this plane, because energy is so high. That's all it means. So when folks say that, don't take it as something extra fancy. It's just that the energy is to the point that it can't go no higher at that point. So they're at their highest self. When I say go to your highest estate or go to your highest self, your highest estate is actually would be you be out there in the ether, controlling all that. Also while being amongst your real family, because down here you're not really amongst your real family. Sorry to tell you, but it's the truth. As far as us being a collective, yeah, but look at all the other folks that's around. Wow, how you? Oh, I did put it back in, I guess. Yeah, plug it in, y'all. Hold on. Plug it on in. There you go. Yeah. For a little while. I guess. So anyhow, I'm gonna plug this. I don't need this plugged in. I'm gonna plug this real quick. Don't need that plug in. Don't need this one. Get on that. Plugged in. All right. Okay. I had to plug my laptop in real quick. So I'll plug some stuff only because it's safe. I'm preserving energy. Right, because I was using an awful lot. All right. All right, so that's stressing.
Saturday, rooted in the Old Testament, was central to the spiritual and cultural life of the Jews, marking a weekly cycle that culminated in reflection and renewal. On the
All right, so that's from Church of the Town. Get your renew you, you will be renewed. It's only talking about the black and more religion. See, here's the thing. I think some black pastors know, but other black pastors don't know. And I know that a lot of the Catholics, they're preachers, or you want to call them, they know. They ain't gonna tell you though, because they don't want you to know. It's not something they want you to know. And I don't think, I believe there's some that just don't know. But it don't matter, they still got in trouble for giving you the lie. They're gonna have to come back and do this all over again and find out that they was telling a lie.
On the other hand, Sunday gained importance among Christians because it was the day of Jesus' resurrection, an event considered the pinnacle of the Christian faith.
So boom, they give you Christianity, change you being the Christ, us being the Christ to their Christ. Then they turn around after they change the date and then put their son in front of our son and claim that that's the son, so you can serve their son. When we talked about the son in the book or the Bible, we're not talking about their son. We're talking about the black ether, the black son. We're talking about home. So you see how they got it. Everything had to be so similar. Otherwise, you wouldn't have went for it. You wouldn't have went for it. Why is my screen doing that? Yeah, they're messing with my screen. Okay, so if I disappear off the screen, y'all, it's only because they're messing with my screen. And they're messing with my screen pretty damn bad right now. Yeah, they're destroying my whole screen. So, all I got to say is why? Why would y'all do that? Mess with my screen. Like, y'all want me to get off that bad? What the hell, bro? Let's do that. Let's try that. All right. Yo, they really messing my screen. Like, peace and love. Yeah, they messing my screen that bad. These motherfuckers. I guess they really don't like me. Can't get rid of me because I'm staying away from all that stuff that certain things you can't say, but I'm still talking about it without saying about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for them to get rid of me. But yeah, wow, did that to my screen. I know all y'all seen that. All right. So it had to be so similar. Had to be similar. So, back in the days, they would go to an oracle. Oracle was one of our men. They switched it up after a while. The Alderman didn't use cards or anything. If you say something to them, they will tell you, kind of like I do. I don't tell you everything like it's gonna happen, like I do. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it works. It just happens. Okay? They didn't need none of that. Their oracles use cards, potions, magic, shit like that, because they couldn't do what Alderman could do. Alderman didn't need anything. Everything was in here. Inside of it. Same thing with us. Right? I'm not using cards when somebody tell me something, now something boop will come in my head and I know exactly everything's gonna happen. And I can tell you what's gonna happen. And I'll be right every time. Have been right. I've been right this whole time about what's gonna happen with everything so far. That's crazy though. Even though sometimes I was like, damn man, how come I could have been wrong at one time? You know, I wasn't meant to be wrong when it comes to what's gonna happen, where we at, stuff like that, and then deep understanding. The deepest understanding is always the best understanding. All right, hold on.
Symbolizing victory over death and the beginning of a new creation. Thus, Sunday began to be celebrated as a special day, marked by Eucharistic gatherings and the celebration of new life in Christ. This shift from observing Saturday to Sunday was gradual and initially varied from region to region, but it consolidated over the centuries, especially after the conversion of Emperor Constantine to Christianity. Constantine's conversion to Christianity and his subsequent promotion of Sunday as the official day of rest throughout the Roman Empire had a profound impact, both spiritually and socially. Spiritually, the change from Saturday to Sunday shifted the emphasis from rest after creation to the celebration of the new creation in Christ, representing a change in focus from the Jewish covenant with God to the new Christian covenant with God to the new Christian covenant. Socially, this alteration further distinguished Christians from Jews at a time when Christian identity was in the process of consolidation. Moreover, the shift from Saturday to Sunday was not just a matter of religious practicality, but also a political strategy. Before his conversion, Constantine was a worshipper of Sol Invictus, and sun worship was already widely practiced on Sundays. By declaring Sunday as the official day of rest, Constantine not only consolidated Christian observance, but also facilitated the assimilation of pagans into Christianity.
All right. So before, these Christians had their own thing, but they had to mix the book up more so the pagans would also accept it because they was going to unite. But they was always fighting with each other before they came against us. So since they all had no choice but to unite under Tel the Hung, not his real name, they had to get the pagans, their pagans, to agree with Christianity, although all of it was all pagan. Okay? Besides the stuff that we got in there, which is rules, not laws. Rules. They're rules you got to follow. It's called universal law. That's why they're in there, because we knew about universal law. We knew about law of attraction. So what you do to somebody else, it must happen to you immediately after you're done with that person. If you stab somebody, somebody's going to stab you. If you shoot somebody, somebody's going to shoot you. If you do somebody wrong in a friendship, relationship, or marriage, somebody's going to do you wrong right after you're done with them. It has to happen. Everybody calls it karma, but that's actually the wrong name. They mix that up with karmic debt, which is signed by the archons. And you, if you don't understand that you have the power to say no. And since we all fell into this trap, we didn't understand at one point, we could have said no. We went back to the ether. So, hopefully you guys will fully wake up. Now, my battery's getting low. I'm going to have to charge it more. So at this point, I will keep the video at this point. But I do have to end it just so it ends properly. And we'll get to the lessons view tomorrow. There's a lot more in this video. And we only got through 8 minutes and 3 seconds of it, and already it's been an hour and 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Now 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So I want to say, where's everybody hit me? Okay. Peace and love to everybody. I love all of you. Remember, the only way to win is to ascend and escape this reality so you can defeat your enemy once and for all. I know some of you want to come back here, but coming back here is a mistake. This is a trap. Okay, you can go to the new earth. That's fine, but remember, eventually we are going to redo everything all over the way we want it and not how they want it. Okay, that means you got to go to ether no matter what. Eventually, you all must go back to recreate this whole reality, not the way it is now. Totally better, totally different without the mistakes. And it's not going to be a bad thing anymore. The school was not meant to be a painful, hellish experience. The school was meant to be a heavenly experience, a great, nice experience with no distractions, no one holding us back, everybody here helping us, and everybody in the ether rooting us on. Instead, it has become a fuck show. Okay, Because believe it or not, yeah, you may be on planet Key, because it's the key to the other realms. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know about the ice walls. However, man, I'm actually gonna stop there and I ain't gonna keep going. It's all about ascending, y'all. But you are in a hellish, there's hell on this place, on this earth right now. And it's gonna get worse. Peace and love. Until next time. We'll get back at the same spot on the same lesson. I will complete this whole video. I didn't think it would take this long. All right, guys, we're ending it.